Hey everybody, Carl Hughes with Draft.dev here to talk to you a little bit about coming up with ideas for your blog. So I work with a lot of startups on their blog posts, and one of the most common things they come to me asking is, what do we write about? Especially if you're brand new, it can feel really overwhelming because there are just almost unlimited things that you could cover when you're just starting a blog out. You don't have any keyword research because you're just kind of getting the whole thing going. You can go look at your competitors and try to emulate them. You can go to sources online. You can hire a consultant who will tell you what to do first or next. All those things are good options, but I have just a really simple list of about 50 ideas that you can steal for your blog next time you're out of ideas. So today I'm going to kind of go through them by category and give you a little more insight into why each of these groups of ideas and specific ideas might be a good start. So the first one is product awareness. It's really easy to start here because as a new company, a startup company, it's likely that not many people know about your product and how great it is yet. So you can start by telling them how great it is. You can highlight little known features about the product. You can talk about use cases for the product. You can talk about individual workflows that people have done using your product. You can talk about customers and highlight their satisfaction with your product. These are all really easy topics. And while your blog for the long term should not cover just you and be focused solely on you, it's fine to get started this way because everybody knows you're going to have to cover these things eventually. The next set of ideas that I pass on to clients are interviews and surveys that you could do with people. So for example, you could interview somebody you recently hired and just see what their background and experience is. Talk about why they came to your company, what appeals to them. This is great for internal PR and kind of making people feel good about working there at your organization, but it's also good to show your customers how you treat people because ultimately they're going to get treated similarly to how you treat your employees. You can also interview your customers or interview industry experts and talk about maybe how your product fits into their lives or workflow, or you can just leave your product out of it entirely and focus on them. Sometimes this is the best strategy when you're getting started because these people will appreciate the attention, they'll appreciate the care you give, and they might even give you some backlinks or mentions on social media when you publish the blog post. Next up, we've got roundups. This is a really easy way to get some links into your blog and to get some articles that will get shared widely on social media, but they're a little bit tricky to write well. So roundups are basically listicles. They're collections of ideas or products or services or things that people can use, and you want to focus them around what would help your target reader solve a problem or maybe make their life better. So I've written a lot of roundups over the years because they're really relatively easy to write and research, but also provide a lot of value to readers. You're saving them time on research that they would do otherwise. A good roundup should compare all the tools or products that you're comparing on price, key attributes like security, ease of use, documentation, whatever else is really important for that line of products. You can round up things that are direct competitors to yourself. So you could round up all the competitive options that customers have out there, or you could round up a bunch of things that are slightly or tangentially related. Sometimes this is even better because those services might link back to you if you mention them. Another way to do this is to round up blogs in your industry or people on Twitter and highlight them in your post, and then maybe they'll share that post out with people as well if it's well researched and well done. And then finally, we've got thought leadership. So thought leadership is great for building up your reputation in the industry, but it's super hard to pull off. So typically I tell people, make this what your CEO or your founder does because other people in the organization are going to have a hard time with thought leadership. Still, it can be a good way to show off what your founders know, get in front of the right customers, and thought leadership pieces, especially if you take a really hard stance on an issue, can get shared really widely. And then last but not least, you can focus on your team, company, or culture. You can do this by writing about your values or your mission. You can write about company events or things that you've done out in public to build up your profile in the real world or the virtual world. So either way, talking about your company is fine, especially if you can talk about your company outside the context of your product. People today buy from people. Even business-to-business transactions are ultimately people-to-people transactions. So highlighting your team, highlighting that you're real people that care about things and have interests outside of just the 9 to 5 is really important and helpful if that's part of your culture. So that's what I've got for today. This is how you can come up with some really easy blog post ideas to get started on your startup's blog. If you need help with more ideas, feel free to give me a call. My email is carl@draft.dev, or you can go to draft.dev and learn more about what we provide to our clients. Thanks so much.